On to Aiden. He is the seventh person eliminated. I feel that he is also too close to the comeback challenge for it to make sense him being eliminated then immediately coming back, but that isn't law. Maybe it's not to close, but he did already come back. So should he really get the third opportunity? I could see them doing it. A hilarious story of Aiden getting three chance and failing every time. He is the villain of the pre-merge fans. Outside of the jerks known as Finn and Era, I think it would have been interesting if he got to the merge with an alliance of fans and his Cyan alliance and had to balance on not betraying either or just outright picking one over the other. The Cyan alliance being who he wanted to play with from the beginning, and the fans were just a way to get back to them. Or maybe his Cyan alliance not being super cool with his new demeanor, so he commits to the fans. Could have been interesting, but he doesn't have a fans alliance anymore because everyone turned on him. So there's no entertainment purposes for him anymore. I just want to mention the only Aiden storyline left is his anger at Ally for betraying him. I thought Ally would be voted out in her duo for the idol, and Ally would meet with Aiden on Rescue Island, and the episode there would cap off that relationship. But I guess that will happen in the Losers Motel episode unless Aiden does come back. That's the only reason he can come back. And like I said, it would give him a third chance to fail, which will be funny in the end and be his story arc this season. But I don't see, I've already talked about it, so I'm done. On to the next elimination. Or I guess the previous one, because it was who was voted before Aiden, Anastasia. And no, she's not coming back. I don't even have to talk about it. Her story this season, basically, the only reason she was here was to set up Rosa Maria's arc this season and rivalry with Natalia. Anastasia has no other story potential this season. I don't think anyone wants a final showdown with Natalia. She already had her last laugh revenge on Anastasia. I suppose if you were to give her any story arc, then it would be her story with Alec. But that's over. What else could there be? Maybe after realizing Alec chose not to continue playing like what she set him up to do, Anastasia could have a change of mind. She could think Alec wasn't that bad and she was too hard on him. You could go deeper and have her reflect on her own story and things she did wrong. But come on, ONC are not making Anastasia the main character here. No one wants more story for her. She's done. Then on to Finn. I thought he would have made the merge. When I saw Tom win against Alec, I knew Tom was at least going to the merge to Tom Jake promote their show, but he made it. I would have thought we would have gotten Tom and Finn harassment at the merge. They were prompting it with pre-merge scenes, but that's all we got. I can't really see Finn coming back in the game. He's incapable of winning a challenge on his own. He's too dainty for that. But even if they did make him win, what could he offer the story? I don't see them continuing the Finn Alewia stuff. So Alewia would have to be voted out before the comeback challenge, and that doesn't seem likely. I predict the fans will go to one more elimination before the merge, and it's being set up as a Sam masterclass betrayal and either Ren or Dunia getting voted out. My hope is that is on Ren. He's not really doing anything but stuff with Alewia. Dunia is more likely to be voted out to push Nura more, but I feel like Dunia needs to stay a bit longer before Nura says goodbye to her. And if Dunia went, so would Nura and Ara's friendship, which is too early. I know I probably wrong because it only makes sense if it's a 3-2-1 split, being that Sam is convincing Alewia that Dunia is a threat. But I prefer Rengo because Dunia just hasn't seen enough of her. Point is Finn is not likely coming back with Alewia still in. Next up, I guess, is Alec, but he's not really into consideration because he left. But I do want to say that I thought Alec had high, likely early boot out chances. 2 Final Six appearances, while other fans went far one season and was an early boot in another. When Aubrey made that comment about Alec, I thought there were chances they would meet in the merge to fulfill that setup, but she went first. I held out for hope that Aubrey would come back and would work with Alec to take out Sam, but that was wishful thinking. Like thinking Jonathan had a chance of winning Survivor when he never got an emotional package. I mean, why wouldn't Survivor give him one? They made it too obvious Aubrey was the only one to care about or expect anything. 3 emotional packages and callbacks to Koa Wrong. Wait a second. This isn't a Survivor video. Not everyone who's a fan of total drama is a fan of Survivor. Need to remember that. Too bad. I would have thought Alec and Aubrey interaction was likely on Rescue Island or the Loser Motel episodes, but seriously, he's not even on Rescue Island. What even was the point of that setup? On to Manu. I don't really want Manu back. He was annoying, and I don't think he offered the story anything outside of what little he gave. I mean, they didn't even give a reason why Aiden chose to sway Manu. They just chose him. And while I'm at it, they didn't even give much preamble for how Aiden and Ara convinced one of the remaining contestants to flip on Manu the next episode. They just saw Aliwia having doubts. They could if brought up how Manu is an untrusted ally who already betrayed them. But no, they didn't care. Look, when Aiden was still in Thillian, I would have thought Manu might come back to beef with him. But the only possibility he might be brought back is for Bruno, with Bruno's alliance group. It seems the most likely to go would either be Lake, since she really is just a support character this season. It will create a rift between Bruno and Spencer, so Bruno will need a buddy he can interact with. Or Spencer could go in the first merge vote, since I think they are building up a Sam Spencer showdown where Sam effortlessly bears Spencer. Reasons for that: it's Spencer obsessing over Sam and Sam not taking anything from it. Manu will fill in as the friend and dynamic Bruno needs, but I don't think there's anything else to it. All I think is that comment giving away information to Sam when he says Manu said goodbye was the only point of that friendship. Manu is not coming back, but he has better reasons than most people on the list. I guess he's third right now. Now, Ernesto, and come on, no question here. He had one story arc to try to do something useful and be needed, and he fulfilled that in the smallest way. If he were to come back, what would happen? He's not going to be a team leader at the merge. I liked his connection to Ren and feel we could have seen more, but there's really nothing they can do here. He was a one-note character. I'm done with him. Now, time's the last who actually was the first person eliminated, Aubrey, the person who I think will come back into the game. Now, it's no secret Aubrey was a fan favorite before the season began. She had such an interesting design, such a Gen Z person. People wonder what was going to come of her. Then she turned into a one note, one joke first episode elimination. And at the time, that's all I thought she would be. She served her purpose as a couple jokes in the first episode with the zodiac signs and symbols and hating Sam just because he was a Virgo, I think it was, even though it did look like they were connecting before they found out that information. Now, Aubrey works fine. A first episode, there's no really else. Some people have to be shredded early for later game players to stay, like Ezekiel in Total Drama Island. Stacy, too, to a lesser extent. I hated Stacy, but she was probably closer to Stacy in terms of annoyance. But I think Aubrey has more to offer as a potential return. Evidence one, her grudge against Sam. Sam is clearly a long-term player here. How great would it be if the woman who had it out for him for nothing but just a feeling he couldn't be trusted came back for vengeance? Now, there is an argument against this that you will point out to me that I have noticed. Spencer is filling the role of the hated Sam rival. And also there will be Ren or Dunya, depending on who he eliminates. Probably Dunya, but I also thought Ren looked like someone Sam wanted out as a bigger threat. But I guess Ren is someone who Sam can fight with more. But I feel he'll be distracted by Aliwia conflict. He will be hurt at Aliwia's betrayal. Now, bringing in Aubrey would take Aliwia away, and she won't need Ren, which will ruin her storyline if she just ends up being fine leaving Ren. That's another argument against it. But I just like Aliwia being with Aubrey. The Ren stuff is kind of forced. And I do think it is in character to Aliwia to just run back to Aubrey if Ren has abandoned her. Nit entertaining, but I can see it happening. Now, I might just be trying to make this work, but I feel Aubrey has the best returnee chances. She's been mentioned occasionally from time to time post-elimination. They keep reminding us of her. I might be looking too deep in it, but I don't see anyone else having as many callbacks. If Anastasia was coming back, I feel like Tom could have mentioned how Natalia was acting as childish out for revenge as Rosa Maria is acting when Natalia got Anastasia out, but that probably doesn't matter. My last bit of evidence is the name. So they named a girl Aubrey around the time Aubrey Bracco was announced for season 50, the season corresponding with Disventure Camp. Haha, am I crazy here? Aubrey, Aubrey. Now, there's no proof of anything here. ONC. Didn't even know Aubrey would win or probably be in the cast when writing the script, but I think it's a neat nod. So I think Aubrey is going to come back with a vengeance to take out Sam. She could align with Spencer. That would be weird pairing. I can see him so fed up with her Gen Z lingo. There's also an alternative route where she decides to be more strategic and sees she has to work with Sam to take him down later. It doesn't exactly fit her character, but usually the returnee person has to come back with playing more strategy based before coming back. Connor and Emily did. Marisa, not really. But if for some reason Marissa can come back to only be gone in 3 episodes, then why can't Aubrey get her second chance? If you were to bring someone back based on strategy minded, the best option is Benji if he actually plans to play and not give up this time. He's the safer route. But with so few fans in game right now, it has to be a fan who returns, right? And I don't want it to be Manu. I guess Finn would be the next best guess. It would be really surprising and undercut Ara's current storyline if her bestie returns. If it's a favorite like Anastasia, I will have no words. She got too much focus in her time in the game as is, so it's either going to be Aubrey or Benji, the fan and the favorite. If I'm wrong, I won't know what to say, which I'm sure you will all love. But that's the video. The Absolute King has spoken, and this is goodbye.